If all of Arabia were to join forces behind me, I would not be increased an iota in fighting in the way of Allah. And if the whole of Arabia were to abandon me, by Allah, I will not retreat an inch from the way of Allah. Truth is the truth. And he doesn't understand numbers. He doesn't understand anything. It's the loftiest principle ever. 30,000 unsheathed swords in front of him. You know what Hussein said? Ana Hussein ibn Ali. Alaytu Allah ansani. I am Hussein, the son of Ali. I swear I shall not retreat, and I shall fight you in a way. He's alone at this point. He's alone. I shall fight you in a way that you have not fought anyone else. And I shall not retreat, nor drop my blade, nor give up, nor surrender until there is a breath left in me, or there is a drop of blood within my veins. So what if you've taken my Abbas and Akbar? I shall not retreat. This level of following the truth and the passion with which he follows the truth for what it is. And what is his truth? His truth is so colorless. He doesn't even recognize religion. You find in his truth that it embraces an Arab and an Ajam on the plains of Karbala. In the truth that Hussein holds, you find a free man and a slave. The truth of Hussein holds a white person and a black John. It is not distinguishing, discerning between anything. But I'll go forward. His truth does not understand gender. There is a man and a Shaheed woman. In his story, you will find Muslim and you will find people who don't understand Islam at all, who are not acquainted with Islam. About this Wahab that we talk about, Salamullah alayhi, Wahab, his mother just looked at the face of Hussein and she fell in love with him. And she said to her son, I don't know who he is. I don't know what he is. But the time from which I have set my sights on him, my heart has become preoccupied with him. Let's rush to him, he awaits us. They met with him on the morning of Ashura. They haven't got the time to understand what is Tawheed, what is Nabuwat, what is Quran, what is Namaz, what is Zakat, what is Khums, what is fasting. They don't know any of these things. They really don't understand any of it. They only understand Hussein, that's all. Just imagine, they say, we bring faith on you, whatever faith means. They don't even know what faith means. Their focal point is Hussein. Both of them get killed. You know the story, that when Wahab's head is thrown, his mother, and this is a Christian who doesn't understand Islam, takes the head, wipes it, grabs it by the head, and throws it back in a rage. How dare you give back to me what I have given in the way of Hussein? Where does all of this come from? Which Islam has taught them? Which Namaz al-Shab has taught them? Which love of Mawaddah has taught them? It is upholding that beautiful principle of truth. And then what? His wife takes a pole and attacks his killers, and she is killed. And for the first time in Ashura, Hussein ibn Ali cries uncontrollably. I'll go on to say this, that the Sahaba of Hussein ibn Ali, to the best of my knowledge, when I look into my heart, they did not know the consequences of their qurbani. They didn't know. They didn't understand that their qurbanis will last till the day of Qiyamah, or will topple the throne of Yazid, or will direct so many hearts. They didn't know any of these things. They might not even have understood Islam properly. All they knew was, this is Hussein. We will live for him and we will die for him. That's all. That's all they knew. This is their upholding of the truth. And the level to which they dissolve themselves in that colorless truth, orderless truth, is this, that we have a hadith in which it is said that on the day of Qiyamah there will be lights at top of the throne of Allah. And every prophet, wali and wasi, shall enviously look at those lights and desire from within, oh Allah, give me this rank, until somebody will ask, whose are these lights? And it will be told to them, these are the Sahaba of Hussein ibn Ali, in which there is Wahab, in which there is Hur, in which there is John, in which there is the wife of Wahab. All these grand people who only upheld that one principle, the principle of truth. And they dissolved themselves in Hussein to that extent that nothing could move them. We go on to the other thing that, by Allah, Hussein, forgive me for saying this, endurance. After following the truth, when they make a decision, they endure it. Hussein made a decision. Not only did Hussein endure it, but the women of Hussein endured it. I was in Tehran once, and somebody told me, he said, whatever you may say about Hussein, I understand. He said, but one sacrifice Ibrahim gave that Hussein did not give. And I said, what is that? And he said, Ibrahim surpasses his grandson Hussein. I said, well, tell me. He said, Ibrahim was commanded to take Hajara and Ismail and leave them in a barren land. The Quran speaks that Ibrahim went there. He left his wife and his young child, turned around, ascended his steed, and went. That man said, how heavy must have Ibrahim felt at giving that sacrifice for the sake of Allah. I said, read the verse. Ibrahim supplicated, oh Allah, I leave my family in a place that is barren. O Lord, cause the hearts of your servants to turn to them kindly. Provide for them from the endless bounties that you have in this land. Give them water to drink and food to eat. I said, did Ibrahim not say that? He said, yes. I said, did Ibrahim not have assurance that people would go to them and treat them well? He said, yes. Did Ibrahim not have assurance that Allah would not let them die out of thirst and hunger? I said, now come to Karbala. Hussein says, Ya Zainab, Ya Kulthum, Ya Sakina, Ya Rubab, alaykunna minni salam. When he said this, Sukaina, the elder one, comes and falls at the feet of Al-Hussein and begins to cry uncontrollably. Hussein said, oh Sakina, do not tear the arteries of my heart. Your crying will be lengthy and unending after me. And you are the best of those who will cry upon her father. This is one daughter of Hussein. With what heart does Hussein leave these women? Oh Ibrahim, can you bear this? Oh Ibrahim, can you bear this? And then we find the Muslim narrating that as Hussein was advancing to one of his final battles, the wind was so violent that it was burning. I saw Hussein's garments being blown from side to side, and his beard was moving from side to side. As I saw Hussein carrying his blade, approaching the battlefield from his camp, I saw a young child of 3 or 4 run out of the tent with trembling legs. She was running behind Hussein, almost falling. She came to Hussein and pulled at his garment. As she pulled at his garment, he turned around, and a soft voice arose. And she said, oh father, look at me. I am dying of thirst. Hamid says, Hussein stretched his hand and placed it upon the head of the child. And he said, Sakakillah, ya bunayya. O child, may Allah quench your thirst after me.